Coming up in tonight's bulletin. Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele has departed this afternoon for Ranol and Bellona province to attend celebrations marking the province's second appointed day. The Ministry of Women, Youth, Children and Family Affairs is seeking an additional $5 million Solomon dollars in supplementary funding for the design and planning of the National Development Center in Honiara. And work on the Tina River hydropower project has now reached a major milestone with 25% of construction completed. Hello, you're watching SIBC's TV News Bulletin. I'm Andrea Mahanwa. Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele has departed Honiara this afternoon for Ranol and Bellona province to attend the province's 32nd Second Appointed Day celebrations. Simon Tavake reports.
Prime Minister Honorable Jeremiah Manele has departed this afternoon for Ranol and Bellona province to attend a celebration marking the province's second appointed day. The second appointed day commemorates the establishment of the local provincial government for the Ranol and Bellona province and its people. The day is recognized as a public holiday, celebrated with official speeches, sports and processions. Speaking during the OPMC press conference on Friday, Prime Minister Manele stressed the importance of strengthening ties between provincial governments and the national government. Manele adds he had received a similar invitation from the Ranol and Bellona government last year, but was unable to attend due to overseas engagements. Accompanying Manele on his trip is Member of Parliament for Ranol and Bellona constituency, Honorable John Tuhaika Jr., Minister for Provincial Government Wayne Gemu and Minister for Environment Polycarp Paya. SIBC TV understands the official second appointed day celebration will be held in Tingwa tomorrow. Simon Tavake, SIBC TV.
The Ministry of Women, Youth, Children and Family Affairs is seeking an additional $5 million Solomon dollars in supplementary funding for the design and planning of the National Development Center in Honiara. Alex Dadamo reports.
The Ministry of Women, Youth, Children and Family Affairs is seeking an additional SBD $5 million in supplementary funding for the design and planning of the National Development Center in Honiara. Permanent Secretary Cedric Alependaba made the presentation before the Public Accounts Committee during its oversight session on the 2025 Supplementary Appropriation Bill. The center will serve as the official home of the National Youth Congress.
What we are asking is an additional supplementary 1.5 million is purposely for designing and planning of that National Development Center for 9 fellow provinces if they come around, particularly for their training, so that when they go to the various youth and children center in their respective for congregation. Not only that, is to also accommodate other youth from the Pacific when they come around to help empower. According to the policy below government here, the policy is to empower youth through economy, empower youth through their health and well-being. That is where they're going to have run workshops and training. At the moment, Isfala City Council hub is not well accommodated for the every youth around the provinces. Okata youth below Honiara Namasa stay there. So the National Development Youth, we will also have the National Youth Congress will stay there.
PS Alependaba further stated that the ministry is also considering proposing a legislation to formally establish and accommodate the National Development Center.
And eventually we are thinking of making its own bill or eventually legislation so that funding can come and support him, empower him, every youth. So that is the amount of money we are asking for, just for designing, and eventually the government, as well as the help from the central Honiara member of the parliament,
Oh, yeah.
help sort for the funding for the building.
Alex Dadamu, SIBC TV.
Work on the Tina River hydropower project has now reached a major milestone, with 25% of construction completed. Simon Tavake has more on this story.
The Tina River hydropower development project has reached 25% completion. This was revealed by project manager Mr. Pradeep Verma during a radio talkback show on SIBC yesterday. He said that although the initial work plan was delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, work has been progressing well.
The project has achieved 25% progress so far. So the access road is nearly 88% complete from an earthwork perspective. The road is already at the dam site. At the dam site, they've done the construction. The river diversion is now ready. The river can be diverted so that they can start work on the upstream coffer dam and the downstream coffer dam, and then they can start building the dam. The tunnel portal, as Saurav mentioned, the tunnel boring machine is already in Honiara, and that machine will be delivered to site middle of August, that is next month, and it will be assembled at site. The machine is a 75-meter long machine. It will be delivered in three components. The heaviest component is 32 tons. So you require a very wide road. The road is very windy, so you have to be very careful as to how you take it to the site. Yeah.
Mr. Verma added that they are confident the project will be completed and operational by February 2028.
So at this stage, the project office is extremely confident that the project commercial operation date will be achieved on the 11th of February 2028, when the project will go into commercial operation. By the time the transmission line will be completed, and then they will start pumping the energy through the two lines that Solomon Power will build to Lunga Power Station, and from Lunga Power Station the energy will be distributed in Honiara and the surroundings area. The project will deliver 15 megawatts of power, about 80 gigawatt hours of energy every year. So the project commercial operation date is 11th February 2028.
The Tina River Hydropower Development Project is the first large utility-scale renewable energy project for the Solomon Islands, delivering benefits such as more affordable electricity and improved accessibility to cleaner, more reliable energy sources for communities now and in the future. Simon Tavake, SIBC TV.
New cases of cervical cancer are detected every week at the National Referral Hospital, NRH, making cervical cancer a leading cause of death among women in Solomon Islands. Head of Obstetrics and Gynecology at the NRH, Dr. Leanne Panisi, made the revelation recently during a talkback show on SIBC. She said while some seek medical attention early, a good number are late in seeking medical assistance.
Nalo NRH mifala running ota clinics, specialist clinics, twice a week, and during those clinics every week mifala by looking new cases. Either they okata mamia come in early, some of them, and a good number ota come in late. And hem not just cases lo Honiara, but hem cases were hem referred from the provinces.
In the meantime, Dr. Panisi stressed the importance of health screening for women and girls over the age of 25.
So for Ogata women were out of the age already be 25, 30 above, screening is very important. One of the common things Miva looking Lota women coming is that Ogata not aware that there is screening him available. So screening him available through one VIA. VIA him stands for Visual Inspection of Acetic Acid, low cervix or road blow basket. And that one, you must have detecting early changes. And then early changes detected, him can be referred Kamlo NRH for Mivala treating. The other screening method is pap smear. And him available NRH, not low other provinces, unfortunately.
The Solomon Islands Chamber of Commerce and Industries Building and Construction Working Group Subcommittee is calling for the establishment of an Institute of Engineers and Architects. The subcommittee, comprised of private sector representatives, initially proposed the plan in 2024 while pushing for the approval of the National Building Code Bill. Alex Adamo has more in the story.
The Chamber of Commerce Building and Construction Industry Subcommittee is calling for the establishment of an Institute of Engineers and Architects. Chair of Subcommittee Daniel Taka made the recommendation while appearing before the Bills and Legislation Committee during its public inquiry into the National Building Standards Bill 2025.
Getting a design engineer, there are very few qualified ones, and we don't even have an institution in place yet to vet our professionals in the industry. So any person who's a draftsman can say I'm an architect or can say I'm an engineer by just copying out a footing from a structural building and saying this is what you need, but it's not realistically what you need. It hasn't been engineered. I'm also aware there are few aspects as far as regulating the code that still needs to be worked on, and that's because I'm familiar with the industry. I think there's a step we're trying to take, and I think what the government is trying to look at, and I'm saying this because I've been trying to work through this document for the past 5 to 7 years here, is establishing a starting point, because we need some place as the origin to work from. And right now, there's no Bible for MID as far as infrastructure is concerned to establish a starting point to work towards improving the other regulations. If we look at it holistically, if we can start in one location and improve from that point out and work our way by, after the National Building Code, maybe setting up the necessary institutions such as an institution for the architects, recognition for who are qualified architects, an institution for the engineers who are registered engineers acknowledged to participate and work in the country. They would also need to be an institution that works with immigration, so that just not any engineer that comes from outside the country can just come in and call himself an engineer. He has to come through the right processes.
Taka also referenced Papua New Guinea as a regional example of how such an institute can function effectively.
PNG does it. The act in PNG requires that any engineer wanting to practice in the country have to be affiliated with the engineering institution. We need to start thinking along those lines so that these institutions work with the government.
The Bills and Legislation Committee has concluded its public inquiry and compiled a report. The report is expected to be tabled in Parliament during its next session. Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
And that's news. Follow us on sibconline.com.sb and our SIBC News Facebook page for more of our latest stories. Thanks for watching.